What's going on, guys? Ted Teskey here with the Recording Connection Audio Institute. Today I'm going to be going over a quick tutorial on how to use the 7-band EQ. This comes stock with your Pro Tools 11 software. The first thing you're going to do is come up here to Inserts, go to Plugin, come to EQ, and select the 7-band EQ. Once that pops up, you'll notice down here on the bottom we have 5 different bands. The first one on the bottom right is our high shelf. We have the gain, which allows for us to boost or cut our frequencies by whatever frequency we set up here on this knob. So we have the ability to boost or cut our frequencies. We can set the frequency range from left to right here. We also have the ability on the top to widen or narrow the Q. So for example, if I boost this right here and I boost the shelf and I widen the Q or I narrow it, if you widen it, it's going to be taking up a wider frequency range. If you take it up and narrow it, it's going to be pinpointing certain frequencies opposed to taking up a wider range. So you would do that accordingly. Also, we have a couple of buttons up here. If you select this button right here, basically this gives you the option to boost a parametric bell curve is what it's called. So if you notice when we take this up and we boost it, we widen it, it's going to create a wide frequency range, which is known as a bell curve. So basically that's how that works. When we come over here to the high mids shelf right here, it's the same thing. We have the ability to boost or cut the frequencies. Also, if you're familiar with a thing called a notch filter, you do have the ability, if you're trying to take out certain frequencies out of the mix, or you're trying to pinpoint a certain frequency that doesn't sound right, you have the ability, for instance, to cut the frequency, and once you cut it, you can narrow that Q. And if you notice, what's happening is you're boosting or cutting by whatever frequency is set, but you're boosting it or cutting it in a narrow way. It's called a notch filter, where you pinpoint certain frequencies. So the same method would apply to our mid shelf here, our low mids and our lows. We have the ability to boost or cut these frequencies by whatever frequency we have set up here. So we have the gain, which boosts and cuts the frequencies. We have the ability to set the frequency range of that shelf, as well as widen or narrow the Q. Okay, so basically that's how it works. What I'll do is show you guys how I use this EQ on one of my vocal tracks. I imported one of my vocals from one of my sessions I'm working on with an artist here in Los Angeles, and what I'm going to do is play the vocal real quick, just a few seconds of it, and I'm going to apply the EQ to it and just show you guys how the sound fluctuates when I start boosting and cutting the frequencies. So let me take this low shelf back down and try to get back to normal. And what we can do is basically play this loop for you guys and see how it sounds. So here we go.
'Cause I see darker days, and I dream of such a place. Now I see light surrounds me. I'm finally free, all fears beneath.
So as you can see, when I was boosting the high shelf here, we were getting a higher frequency sound. I started messing with the high mids here, and basically the sound started to fluctuate. So I just wanted to show you guys how this works, introduce you to the 5 bands at the bottom. We also have a couple of bands up here, which gives us the option to set the frequency and boost or cut the dB. So once you start adding this to your own sessions and getting more familiar with it, you'll get more comfortable with it. Again, my name is Ted Teskey. I'm an audio engineer with the Recording Connection Audio Institute, and thanks a lot for tuning in on this short tutorial on how to use the 7-band EQ. You guys have a great day.